So let's understand and not just chase value, but choose value.
Yes, sir, can you come on to the stage?
So, just in the interest of Abhinav, Kartikeya, and others, I'll also introduce myself and tell what I'm doing now and how I reached to where I'm. Started my journey where I wanted to buy a car. Then, car kanna mundu, my grandfather first asked me, "Shall we start some business?" Anesi. That is where the bug bit me because everybody can start a business, but then once you know that you can really start, is when you actually start thinking about it. Okay, only when you have the money to invest in stock markets will stock markets look more exciting. My friends used to game a lot during school days, even bunking school and playing games, and I used to accompany them sometimes. Walk a room, it used to be filled with gamers. They used to play and then game. Then I thought, hey, model chala bagundi. We thought we'll end up starting in 5 lakhs. ఒక 30-20 వేలు కంప్యూటర్లో తీసుకొని ఏదో ఒకటి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తామని అనుకున్నాము. But that 5 lakh eventually became 50 lakhs. And we got investors and then external capital and then back this. Long story short, I took 4 years to start this. After 1-2 years, when I paid advance, I didn't start it, end up starting there because I had no answers to set of questions that my father and their friends asked me in the world of investing. That's when not just me, set of 6 people like you guys on the call, we all were questioned at my dad's office. My dad didn't speak anything, it was his friends. That time, more than me, my friends got excited, and I wouldn't say excited, they got that fire where they said, no, we have to do something. And they started working more than I could imagine when I stepped out of that room. After that, within 1 year, we got lucky in multiple ways. We met the friends that we knew became India's first all India gaming head. And he pitched in our investors pitch. He was the one who pitched it to them about how we can do what we did and how we can grow gaming. And we partnered with the only engineering company back then which imported computer parts. And we had sponsors even before we start, like Game DRs, Cooler Master, Intel. These companies backed us even before we opened, even before we clocked the first bill of our company because of the network effect. So we understood how we shouldn't start a startup because of that room in my dad's office that day. Not just me, but even my friends, which is the game-changing part of it. Then later, once we started, since we had the right backing, there was no looking back. We were the pioneer gaming partners with institutions like MS Ramaya, RV University, and Global Academy of Technology, which is DK Shivkumar's, the current Deputy Chief Minister's College of Karnataka. And so on. It went on. The journey went on, and I also had the fortune to be the only student in the government body that demerged esports industry from the then cyber cafe industry. With that said, the bug, once you are part of the race, it keeps. I started riding the wave. I understood agri-tech, fintech, multiple other industries, and eventually got an opportunity to work in Hyderabad to build a business community. And then finally, now what I'm trying to do is connect social impact to the system. I found something that I can do my entire life. It is only connecting. When I was searching and searching and searching, then I felt the real problem is nobody our age are actually thinking about social impact. Everybody wants to contribute, like in some form, fit or function, but they can't because they need a salary to survive. They need money to survive. More than them to survive, most importantly, their dependents and their loved ones to survive. Out of 100 people room, I don't even think one person would want to say that I want to become an activist. I want to become a social activist. I want to solve the soil problem, water problem. Because while they're solving it, their life is slipping away. They're not rewarded. They're only awarded. There's a village down the hill. Hill kinda there's a village. A village ki ఇప్పుడు water flow అయితే, floods అయినా water flow అయినా whatever rainfall అయినా అయితే, that village will get swept away. So in order to stop that floods or that water flow down, he needs to plant trees on the whole hill. And if he doesn't do that, this village is gone. So this man has spent 30 years of his life climbing the hill and coming down, climbing the hill and coming down, and planted one on tree, one on tree. Today, it is a movement where lakhs of people join him to plant those trees. And in order to all of this, 30 years of his life has slipped away. His family will always see him as a selfish person. See, I do not know. I'm just giving him as an example. But then his family would not have got anything out of it. His life has slipped away. So it's very important for us to reward this system. If we don't reward this system, we'll only have these one or two superheroes who have taken the leap of giving away their lives for such small thing. We understood that there's a measure of success for business. Take a Panipuri guy is doing business on the road. What share price at the aim of the is all that matters to him. So his measure of success is confined to profit. And this guy is now not going to talk about profits. He's going to talk about burn rate, marketing expenditure. Churn rate ante 10 మంది వస్తున్నారు, అదే 10 మంది నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ వస్తున్నారా, లేకపోతే ఎన్ని మంత్ తక్కువ అయ్యారు, దట్స్ కాల్డ్ churn rate. So అలా చేసి now his metric is share price, meaning he can Abhinav and Abhishek can enter at 20 and exit at 50 by selling that share price to me, and they can make that spread of 30 rupees in between. 20 to 50 increase ayindi. ఇప్పుడు నేను 50 తో I enter at 50 because I feel that this will go to 100, and maybe I might sell at 100 to Kiran. That is the entry exit game, startup entry exit game, because it's an entry exit game and it's all glorified. Anyway, that's a segue. The measure of success for a startup is share price. I'm entering and exiting and I'm making my money. Just like how in measure of success for businesses, profits. What is the measure of success for social impact? There is no measure of success for social impact. We start talking about indicators. That is when I realized, can we create the third wave? Can we create a third ripple where people are already rewarded? Absolutely right. Any other doubts in this? We can take the doubts. See, obviously, I don't come from deep tech expertise. This is whatever knowledge I'm speaking to. It's about the world leaders that I have met who probably, not probably, they have traded in Bitcoins in the early 2010s, like late 2000s only they have traded, much before the world knew what Bitcoin is. Like that, multiple people. So in picking their minds, in understanding what Web 2, Web 1, 2, 3 is from them, conceptually, how I understood it is what I'm explaining you guys. So I do not have a deep tech expertise, but I have understood enough to be able to get the experts onto the board and then try to solve this problem. Yeah, so with that said, this basic understanding is what I wanted to keep in mind, and now we'll talk about the solution. There are 3 problem statements that we are trying to talk. We'll take about 3-4 minutes more, and then I'll wrap up, then we'll start having an open conversation. One, today, the biggest problem is of our country and most part of the planet is there is no independence for the youth. Today, Warren Buffett himself got his first money through a part-time, through a side gig. In the jackpot lag edo pettedu, then pinball machine, somebody used that pinball machine, he got $16. $16 nunchi he started trading. So for others who don't know who Warren Buffett is, he's one of the world's most renowned stock market investors. He's worth more than $100 billion. His friends, close friends to Bill Gates and everybody, all of the others. In fact, I think Bill Gates calls him a mentor and best friend, something like that. Anyways, that's a segue. So where I'm coming to is, only if a youth in the country has independence over his financial earning, will he not go into activities like drugs or multiple other things. It's easy for him to earn money. He'll earn money, then again try to invest, whether in stock markets or his own business, and etc., and do that. So first biggest problem we are trying to solve is, I'm also going to share our website so that you can keep a track of the flow we're going through. So the first problem statement is what we just spoke about. Youth are not economically independent and the cost is national. Second is, there's no true measure of measure of success for social impact, which we already touched upon. Business ki profit undi, startups ki share price undi, but social impact ki undi. We don't have an answer for that. And most importantly, what we started this whole call with is, impact is not built early into the system. If we are not rewarding our students or the young guys, they will not think about impact. See, we need to glorify it. When I was in school, right, I didn't know the word entrepreneur or founder. Anybody used to ask what my dad does, I used to say businessman. ఇప్పుడు అదే స్టూడెంట్స్ నౌ ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ బీయింగ్ అ ఫౌండర్ అండ్ CEO and multiple terms. అలా only if you glorify success. Startup success was glorified, and that wave came. That is why everybody used to start using the word startup founder, etc. The students are attracted to glorifying that recognition, that money, that lifestyle, those cars. We can show them that if we show them, or once we show them that, hey, you know, walking the path of social impact also, you'll be able to get that lifestyle for you, for your loved ones, and you'll also be recognized, etc., etc., etc. Then they'll also start thinking about, oh, how do I contribute? They might not want to contribute, but because it's glorified and etc., they'll start contributing. They'll start thinking about contribution. So we need to bring reward into the systems early enough. Now, let's say we are earning impact tokens. We give McDonald's. We give. Why you start giving tokens to Abhinav when he's interning with us? And now let's say Abhinav can use these tokens and buy his favorite shirt or get into a favorite concert. So there's utility to these tokens. So that's how more companies will start partnering with us, because we have more partners this side. This way, what is happening? We are actually getting the token system to reward social impact, where the first problem is getting solved. We're turning impact into earned income. Now we can work at a McDonald's. We can work at any of these outlets. The biggest problem that this is enabling is shorter commitment. We can do so many things around the world using Bitcoins today. I'm talking about travel services. I'm talking about buying assets. Everything through Bitcoins is possible today. That means utility problem undi. But I can also hold on to a Bitcoin, thinking that, hey, Charan invested in Bitcoin. Charan నాకు Bitcoins ఇచ్చాడు. I can imagine that రేపు ఈ Bitcoin $60,000 నుంచి $1 lakh అవ్వచ్చు. Let me not sell it. Let me hold on to it. Or I might feel like, hey, నేను అభినవ్తో కార్లో ఒక మంచి కార్లో ఒక రౌండ్ పోదాము, and I might sell these Bitcoins today only, or I might use this Bitcoins today only to buy a car. So there are two things I'm solving, which is ownership. I want to hold on to it so that it will increase tomorrow, or I can sell it. I mean, I can use it to buy whatever I want. So ownership plus utility is allowing multiple investors. Now Charan can come in. He has nothing to do with using this Bitcoins to buy a car or travel or anything. He's a pure investor. He will enter at $60,000 of Bitcoins and exit at $1 lakh. Make that spread of $40,000. He's going to study whatever indicators, and he's going to do that. So today we can use the same indicators that that a share price journey is doing. What is a share price journey? If you increase your outlets, your share price will increase. If you increase your revenue, your share price will increase. If you are a good Shah Rukh Khan or whoever else market you, your share price will increase. Your visibility increases, your share price. Alane, today this idea is only in the room of these 6 people on the call. So what is this solving? This is also solving the share price problem for social impact. The measure of success for social impact can be these impact tokens, where people can enter and exit. Now, mana company kuda investors can come in. Aligned capital can come in. Somebody can invest that, hey, your impact token is 10 rupees. I'm going to buy it, and I'll exit whenever I want. And I can take that money and then start paying salaries to Kartikeya, Abhinav, everybody. Finally, what am I trying to solve here? We have already solved the problem of measure of success for social impact by using the technologies that are already there in place and getting impact into the system. And finally, most importantly, we are solving the problem of youth aspiring to solve something early in their games. Because why? It's glorified. Hey, no founder అయితే ఒక ఇలాన్ మస్క్ లాగా ఒక పెద్ద కారు, ఒక యునో ఇప్పుడైతే కాలేజెస్ లో ఒక ఈ సైడ్ ఒక 10 మంది స్టూడెంట్స్, ఈ సైడ్ ఒక 10 మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ నేను వెల్కమ్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో ఇట్స్ గ్లోరిఫైడ్. Now, if we glorify the social impact journey, we don't need altruistic people. Altruistic ante selfless గా నాకేం వద్దు, వాడు ఆ రోడ్ కార్నర్ లో ఆ తాత బాగుంటే చాలు. There was a point you will be surprised. Cricketers ki, if you're a cricketer, మీకు సంబంధాలు వచ్చేది దొరికే కావు. Today you see how Virat Kohli and these cricketers are celebrated, and the amount of money and lifestyle that they have. So every people, you see the industry, it will be very difficult.
And I am telling you today, social impact ki your hero. Social impact is not glorified. But 10 years, 15 years from today, social impact will be the cricketers, will be the super NTRs. వీళ్ళందరూ ఎక్కడిస్తారు? ఒక ప్లాట్ఫామ్ లైక్ యూనికార్న్స్ లేకుండా ఉంటే అండ్ సోషల్ ఇంపాక్ట్ గ్లోరిఫై రాకుండా ఉంటే ఇట్స్ ఇంపాసిబుల్. వీఆర్ జస్ట్ అర్లీ ఇన్ ద గేమ్. Tomorrow's NTRs, tomorrow's cricketers are going to be born through this space. And I have paid the respects and I have traveled the path to tell you that it is going to be possible. It's just a matter of time. I'll be running for it. But today, I do not know if social impact system వస్తుందో లేదో నాకు తెలియదు. ఇదంతా చేసిన తర్వాత కూడా వస్తుందో లేదో కూడా I don't even know the odds. It's less than 50%, obviously. కానీ I feel successful waking up to it tomorrow versus building a unicorn and using all this, and after 5 years I'll feel successful. And after success వచ్చిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఏం చేస్తున్నా కూడా దేవుడికి తెలియదు. Today, being part of this larger purpose, I feel successful just by being part of the journey. Every day I'm meeting, sir, ఎవరితో ఒక 18-year-old kid తో మాట్లాడుతానంటే, సార్ ఐ వాంట్ స్టాండ్ బై యూ అంటే నాకు కొంచెం ఎక్సైట్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. వర్సెస్ అదే ఆ ఫేత్ టెక్ కంపెనీ యూనికార్న్ ఐఎమ్ చేసింగ్, ఇదంతా వీడు నాతో ఎందుకు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, కిరణ్తో మాట్లాడుకుని తొందరగా చేయాలి, ఐ వాంట్ టాక్ టు ఓన్లీ CEOs అండ్ ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ అనే ఫీలింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఎనీవే, ఐ జస్ట్ వాంటెడ్ టు షేర్ దట్ ఐ ఆమ్ సూపర్ ఎక్సైటెడ్. ఒక 18-year kid తోనే మాడితే నా అనే ఒక టీంతో మాడుతా ఉంటే నాకు ఇంకా ఎక్సైట్మెంట్ ఉంది. లెట్ us వేర్ ఎవర్ ద జర్నీ ఇస్ టు వేర్ ఎవర్, వెదర్ యూ గైస్ వాంట్ టు బెంగళూరు చెన్నై ఇస్ ద జర్నీ అంటే మధ్యలో మీరు మెజెస్టిక్ లో దిగుతారో, యశ్వంత్పూర్ లో దిగుతారో, లేకపోతే మధ్యలో చాలా స్టాప్స్ ఉంటుంది, ఎక్కడ దిగినా కూడా నాకు ఓకే. బట్ ఎక్కడ దాకా లెట్స్ ఎంజాయ్ దట్ జర్నీ బాస్ అండ్ క్రియేట్ ఇనఫ్ మెమరీస్ wherever we get on to have enough rewards to build our own house, build our own family, and in turn a good space for all of us to live.